Oh my gosh. 1:45 last night, I got a glucose reading of 62. Had a glass of cranberry juice. It was really good stuff. And it only went up to 82. I wake up. Got a reading of 52. I checked again just to make sure, and I got a glucose reading of 53. So I have I'm on my second cup of cranberry juice. Oh boy, it is dizzy. That way, this is crazy. This is, the room is spinning. So, pardon me for my pauses. It's about, I didn't check. 6:40. So I guess I'm awake for today. And I got a cup of coffee in the fridge I'm going to have, and I got a bowl of oatmeal in the microwave I'm going to heat up. And my innards are all gurgling uncomfortably. It is now nearly 9 o'clock. I've been successfully awake for 3 consecutive hours since I had a blood sugar of about 52. I've had coffee and oatmeal, so my blood sugars are doing a lot better, and so I'm going to have a bowl of beans with onion, hot dog, mushroom, barbecue sauce, mustard, and sriracha, a container of coconut water, 10 units of insulin of both kinds, and 5 enzymes. Here's a cup of coffee with 2 burritos, and the burritos have a hot dog each with mushrooms, shredded cheese, sriracha, refried beans, salt, pepper, and tahini. And I'll tell you what, I've been having a lot of low blood sugars lately, and I'm not just referring to this morning and last night, because those seem to be anomalies. No, what I mean is, on the one hand, I need to wait 2 hours after I've eaten to eat again to have insulin. On the other hand, it appears as though I've gotten so that I'm required to eat every 2 hours, otherwise my blood sugars will go really low. So what I've done is I've upped my dosage, or lowered my dosage, so that I have 1 unit of insulin for every 15 grams of carbs that I eat, and I'll see how that goes. I think it should work well with my blood sugars. I'll check them in 2 hours, and it should prevent, because I was having a load just as I was making this food, it should prevent me from reaching a cliff with my glucose levels, so that in 2 hours I won't be at like 80, which I don't need to be. So this is a roughly 90 grams of carbs total, so I've had 6 units of insulin, because that's roughly 6 times 15. Those burritos are so good, but something that I need to remember is that I had too much sriracha, because when you add salt it makes it even more intense. So I always end up sweating when I eat those, but they taste so good. So this evening I have one of my music groups. I could say it's a ukulele group just as much as I could say it's a guitar group or a acoustic group. And it's occurred to me that I've been playing ukulele a lot, or I should also be practicing guitar, just to keep that skill set in circulation. But then we only have 1 acoustic guitar, and we have 1 electric guitar, which is pretty cool. But going out to practice in a group like that, you don't bring an electric guitar. So I stick to ukulele. Nothing wrong with that, but it also means that I don't practice acoustic guitar as often as I should. I ate that burrito at 1:30. So logically, I should be able to make it to 3:30. without having a low blood sugar because I had 1 unit of insulin for every 15 grams of carbohydrates. It is 2:43. So that's about an hour and 10 minutes later, and my blood sugar is 69. So, I don't know what's going on. This is interesting because it had been going so well for so long. I was of the impression that maybe 1 unit of insulin for every 8 grams was too much and 10 should be good. Now I'm at 15. Maybe I need to give it a bit more time. But the fact remains, 6 units of short-acting insulin for 90 grams of carbohydrates. Because I had 2 burritos, each one was 35 grams of carbs. Cool. That's 70. Then there's the hot dogs, had 2 grams each. The beans had 13 for half a cup, and that's about how much I had. The cheese had 0, the sriracha had 0, the seasonings were inconsequential, the mushrooms had 0. So it was like 93, 95 at most. 6 units of short-acting insulin for 90 carbohydrates. And an hour and 10 minutes later, I'm back down to 70. So I'm going to grab some, you know what, I'm going to have some coffee with sugar in it. That should be okay. I was going to say cranberry juice, but I had like half a gallon of cranberry juice last night. And I was still hitting lows this morning. I don't know how reasonable that necessarily is. It's just something that my eyes look funny. And the reason my eyes look funny is because they were lopsided like that. And so it looked like my face was off. I notice these things because I study 2D design and painting art stuff. And I look at video games a lot. And I study film a bit, mostly from a visual storytelling perspective kind of thing. It's just kind of a hobby of mine. I don't mean to say I'm very well disciplined in it or that I'm very well schooled, but kind of as a hobby, I look at paintings, I look at video games from an artistic perspective. I'm thinking about setting up a hobby level YouTube series because this is a hobby level YouTube vlog. I study art as a side hobby kind of thing. Nothing too serious. I'm not an art connoisseur. But it's something I like to think about. It's something I like to do. So that's something coming up. What I was talking about a moment ago, and I move my hand around a lot to show you that the other one is holding the camera and I'm not dead. So there's movement here. Hello. I'm going to get some coffee. It's going to have some sugar and cream in it. I'm getting lows, and I don't know why. It seems to indicate I'm overdoing my insulin, which seems a little far-fetched, given how much I've scaled it back. So I'm going to try this regimen of 1 unit of insulin for every 15 grams of carbohydrates for a few more days and see how that holds out. If I keep getting lows within the first 2 hours like this has been going on and kind of irritating me, then I guess I need to talk to an endocrinologist. I think that is the term for someone who does diabetic stuff. Endocrinologist? Maybe I got it wrong. I don't think this hat looks good facing forward at all. It almost looks like it's not supposed to be that way. Sort of, kind of. Maybe the bill is supposed to go on the back, on the nape of the neck. That's just kind of how I've always worn it, because from the moment I saw it, I thought, that's how you wear it. So here is 2 PB&J that have frozen mixed berries, organic strawberry jam, no cinnamon, just because I kind of forgot it, and a glass of milk. That's roughly 120 grams of carbohydrates. So I've had 8 units of insulin, and I'm going to have 5 enzymes.
Again, okay, so it is in the verse It's in the chorus.
It's in the chorus.
I mean the chorus.
Okay,
It's in the
okay.
chorus.
Do the chorus. I'm going to see my father. I'm going to go on the road. I'm just a girl.
That's wrong.
We don't stop here.
So, 2 burritos, 1 hot dog between them, 1 small mushroom per burrito, cheese, refried beans, sriracha, a thing of coconut water. That's a total of about 120 grams of carbs. So I've had 8 units of insulin and I'm going to have 5 enzymes.